welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the 10 things that we are not going to be buying in 2022. At the end of 2021, Kevin and I sat down and went through the things that we bought throughout that year, and not shockingly, a lot of what we purchased was an impulse buy. If we're being honest here, we live in a time of instant gratification, and more often than not, we want something and we want it right then rather than waiting and thinking about it. If we see something new and shiny in Target, odds are we're gonna buy it. But guess what happens to that purchase that we bought on a whim? It sits in a closet for months and months until we eventually decide that it's not really going to get used and we should just get rid of it when we're decluttering. Like that puzzle mat we swore we needed because it was gonna change the way we do puzzles. Or that really cute $32 vase we got from Target that day we went in just to look around. Yeah, that vase has already been sold on Facebook Marketplace because guess what? We didn't actually need it. You guys, we could have saved so much money last year if we just stopped giving into the temptation to buy so many random things. So now let's talk about the things that we are not going to be buying in 2022. Number 1, home decor. So many times we will go into Target and we will literally just end up buying so many things we don't need because Studio McGee and Hearth and Hand are our kryptonite. And we will be suckered into buying a cute new pillow, a new candle, a new vase, a new bowl, anything, because we're like, but then after we make those purchases and we get home and the excitement of having something new wears away, we start to realize that we definitely didn't need to spend that money. And we could have had that money still if we just thought through our purchases a little bit more. Sorry, Joanna Gaines and Shay McGee, but you are not taking our money this year. Number 2, nail accessories. Every single year, I decide that I need a certain color of polish or a certain nail accessory, and every single year it gets used once, maybe twice. I have so many nail accessories that never get touched except for like the 2 or 3 times that I decide to paint my nails during the year. And so it's just not necessary for me to be buying anything else nail related. That's why I decided this year I am not going to do that. I am not going to let myself buy any new polish, any new accessories, because it would just be a waste and I just don't need it. I have plenty. I really need to use what I have before I buy anything else anyway. Number 3, clothing for myself. Oof, this one's hard, you guys. But I've talked about this before. I actually do not typically spend my own money on clothes for myself. The only times I usually spend money on clothes is when I have gift cards that I've been given for like my birthday or Christmas. That is typically the only time that I will spend money on clothes. And even then, it's not coming out of my own wallet, so it's even better. Another thing I do when buying clothes for myself is wait for sales. So if I get a gift card at Christmas time, I know that after Christmas, stores I shop at are probably gonna have pretty dang good sales. So it's to my benefit to wait a little bit longer and hold on to that gift card until some good sales pop up and I can make the most out of that gift card. That's what I do for everything. This that I'm wearing right here is something I got from a gift card I got for Christmas, and guess what? I didn't spend any money out of my own pocket on it. And it was half off because they were having a huge sale on their website at American Eagle. So I've learned that if I'm smart about the clothing purchases I make, when I have those gift cards, I can make the most out of them. And then that'll result in me not having to buy stuff throughout the year. I did make an exception last year. This shirt I'm wearing, it's so cute. And I ended up getting it in 3 colors because I love it so much. I just have like a dark gray, a light gray, and this white one. It's just one of those things that's kind of like a staple in my wardrobe and works with so many different things. So I ended up buying that last year. And there was another sweatshirt I bought from an influencer on Instagram. That was an impulse buy, but something I'm happy I got because I really like it. It's a sweatshirt that says mama and it has a daisy on it, and it's my favorite color, and my mom's favorite flower is a daisy. So it's a special sweatshirt to me, but it was pretty expensive and not something I really needed. Am I happy I got it? Yes. But this year I do not plan on making a single clothing purchase for myself unless I'm using a gift card. Number 4, unnecessary baby gadgets. Every single time Grayson goes through a leap or a regression or is teething really badly or just having some issues, I think that there's some magical product or solution for me to buy that is going to fix that. You guys, Grayson is 15 months old. I now realize that there's no magic product. There's not. If your baby is really struggling or suffering through teething, regressions, leaps, more often than not, the best thing is going to be time, because that's going to be what will eventually help him get through that. This year, I'm not going to do that. I am not going to allow myself to buy unnecessary baby gadgets for Grayson that aren't actually going to end up working out for us, or that will only be a temporary solution. I would see a baby that had a toy and I was like, Grayson needs that toy because it'll help him get closer to that developmental milestone. And Kevin's like, whew, hold on, like let's sit here and think about, does he really need this? Do we have the space for this? Is this actually necessary, or is this just something that we think might help at the time but won't really help in the long run? Thankfully for Kevin, he has stopped some purchases that were probably or definitely not necessary, but there are things that have slipped through that I swear we need and we buy and they don't end up working out. For instance, his sippy cup. We're back to his old Munchkin sippy cup because the sippy cup I swore was going to be the solution ended up not being the solution. And you guys, we spent like $20 on this dang sippy cup and it didn't even really work the way I was hoping. He pulls the straw out and he still spills water everywhere. So at that point, we may as well just use the Munchkin that leaks every now and then. You see, this is something that I have struggled with because I'm like, he's having problems and I think that there's a product that's gonna work for us, that's gonna fix this. And then it doesn't end up working, and then we just have this extra product that's not actually doing anything for us, but we don't feel like we can get rid of it. And so it's just an endless cycle, and this year I plan to stop doing that. My goal is to also not spend money on unnecessary baby gadgets when we have baby number 2. Number 5, toys for Grayson. This makes us sound like bad parents, but I swear you guys, he has toys. Grayson has plenty of toys. He is the first grandchild on my family's side, and he is the first grandson on Kevin's family side. He is not bored, you know, like birthdays, Christmas, even days that aren't holidays. He gets toys and he has plenty. And also he's a toddler, so the toys that he wants to play with most aren't even toys. They are the living room remote. Parents, you know, you can buy your baby the coolest toy in the world and they're probably gonna play with the household objects sitting next to them. My point is, he doesn't need us to buy him toys. But I do want to say there's a caveat here, and that caveat's Lovevery. It's no secret that we love Lovevery in our house. It's something that we actually got him for Christmas, and it was his whole present from, I don't want to say it too loud in case you have kids around. But anyway, Kevin and I love Lovevery. We love all of the toys they have, and Grayson is really starting to love them too. And so with that in mind, we're like, you know what? We're gonna renew our Lovevery subscription, and those are gonna be literally the only toys he gets from us throughout the year. Birthdays, Christmas, and then even whenever there's not a holiday coming up, because he'll have a subscription that doesn't fall on a holiday or around a holiday. That'll be when he gets his toys from us. But we're not gonna go to the store and buy toys. We're not gonna be browsing the toy aisle at Target to get him anything. That's just not what we're gonna do. He's gonna have the Lovevery subscription, and that is it from us. And I can assure you, he's still gonna get plenty of toys from family members. Kevin and I talked about it though, and we just feel like this is the best way for us to avoid purchasing unnecessary toys for Grayson that will probably just end up in his little toy cubby and hardly be touched anyway. Number 6, puzzles and board games. Now you might be like, how often do you guys actually spend money on puzzles and board games? Because you mentioned a puzzle mat, and that sounds like you guys are pretty intense with puzzles. No. You guys, sometimes Kevin and I get in a mood where we like really want to do a puzzle or play a game, and that mood will come and go. Like we'll play and then we'll be like, okay, now I'm good for 6 months to a year. Like we don't actually use puzzles and board games nearly as much as we wish we did, and we definitely have board games that we literally have not even opened. This year we are not going to allow ourselves to get sucked into any Target Circle deals where they have puzzles for a certain percentage off or buying 2 board games, get 1 free. No, we're not gonna get sucked into those deals because that's usually the only time we'll end up buying puzzles and board games. But because they have such good deals, we're like, we have to take advantage of this. This is perfect. This will be great for us. And then it sits in the closet and goes untouched. So we are not gonna let ourselves do that this year. No puzzles, no board games. Number 7, holiday decorations. This one makes me a little bit sad because I am a sucker for the Christmas aisles at Target during Christmas time. You can always find me happily browsing cute pillows, ornaments, like literally that's my happy place during Christmas time. And actually, even when it's like fall and they have all their fall decor out, I am such a big sucker for holiday decor. I love it so much. But with that being said, we have plenty of holiday decor. In fact, we actually just got rid of a whole set of pink Christmas decor that we're not going to use anymore, and we have plenty of red decor. While it would be fun to like change up our theme and the color each year, it's just not practical and it would just waste money. So I am totally content with our Christmas decor that we have. Last year we were actually really good and we only bought a couple ornaments. So the typical ornaments that we buy are like our family ornament and then an ornament for Grayson. And then we also got Stella a new stocking because she had a mini stocking and we wanted to get her a full-size stocking so it could actually be used. Those were literally the only things we purchased last year. And I'm super proud of that because years prior, we've gone crazy in the Christmas aisle at Target. They had a sale once that was like, I forget exactly what the deal was, but it was like such a good deal. If you spent $100, you got however much back. And Kevin and I literally like ran through the Christmas aisles and we're like putting things in our cart that we didn't even really want that much, but we were like, oh, this is perfect. Oh, because we got to get this deal. No, like that was such a bad idea. And guess what? We've gotten rid of most of that decor now. Number 8, kitchen appliances. I cannot tell you how many appliances we have purchased for ourselves that we just don't even use. Like literally we have a KitchenAid mixer that just sits in our pantry because we don't use it. And I think I'll use it a lot more when we have a house and we have an actual oven, because if you're not aware, we have a microwave convection oven type of combination. So it's like you have to use it as a microwave or you can use it as an oven. We don't have both. And that can actually make mealtime or baking very complicated and leads to me not wanting to bake. Even though I really enjoy baking a lot, it just is a pain in the butt for me to use our convection oven. And so guess what? Our KitchenAid mixer does not get the use that it deserves. It's a beautiful mixer. It is one of my favorite kitchen gadgets that we own and it doesn't get touched. But this year we're trying to be better with our money and we're trying to be better about keeping our space clutter free and, you know, only making purchases that are absolutely necessary. So we are not going to let ourselves buy any cool kitchen appliances. Number 9. Furniture. You may be like, Morgan, how often do you impulse buy furniture? That's kind of a big purchase, right? It is a big purchase. And it is something that we are also guilty of impulse buying. Because when we see something, instant gratification, we want that thing. And we're like convinced that it's just gonna transform our space and just make everything so much cozier, so much better. We got bit by the redecorating bug hard. And that resulted in some major impulse buys. Just to name a few, the chair that's sitting in our living room now, the console table, Kevin's desk, this ottoman behind me. Impulse buys. Oh yeah, and the rug I'm sitting on, our living room rug. But this year, no more buying furniture on a whim. We are not gonna do it. If we actually feel like we need something, for example, a new bed frame. A new bed frame is something we've talked about for actually like a couple years. Maybe not a couple years, but at least a year. We've been discussing this and we did end up finding a bed frame that would be perfect to replace ours. It's so affordable. It's like $170 from IKEA and it would be perfect in the space we have and safer for Grayson. Because I don't know if I mentioned this, but Kevin actually built our bed frame before we moved out. It's fully walnut. It's mid-century, that was our style back then. And so the base is like a full platform. It's beautiful. The edges on the base stick out quite a bit. And Kevin and I have both pretty much scarred our shins from it. And now that Grayson's very mobile and walks around the furniture and can pull himself up to stand on our bed, we are just not willing to take the risks of him accidentally hurting himself on the edge of the bed, because the wood is very sharp and it would just like eat me up if he ended up getting hurt on it. We didn't want to rush the decision, so we ended up waiting for at least a week to sit on it and think about it, and decided, you know, if after 7 days we still really like it, we still accept that we need it and not just that we want it, then we will allow ourselves to purchase it. So the problem with that bed frame is it's at IKEA and we can't have it delivered, so that complicates the decision a little bit, but we are planning on making an IKEA trip to go get that bed probably in February. But that is the only furniture purchase that we are going to be making in 22, and only because we've been wanting to make this purchase for at least a year. And number 10, digital devices. It may seem pretty easy not buying a new digital device during the year. Last year, on a whim, Kevin and I ended up buying a Nintendo Switch. This Switch actually was a good purchase for us. It was around Thanksgiving, close to Christmas, so we decided that was gonna be our gift to each other. And we literally didn't get each other anything for Christmas. We just bought that Switch, and that was like our combined Christmas present. But we kind of made that up after we bought it to make ourselves feel better about the fact that we had literally just bought a Nintendo Switch on a whim. I am glad that we bought that Switch. It's been really fun for us, and we have date nights at home, and it's really great for entertainment whenever friends come over. But I'm not glad that we decided to make this purchase right before Christmas. That was not smart of us. This year, no matter how tempting a new MacBook, an iPad, any new digital device is, we are not caving and we are not buying it. Sorry, babe, you're not getting that PS5 this year. As you can tell, we bought a lot in 2021 that we just did not need. We could have saved so much money if we had just stopped, thought about it, and truly considered if we needed that item before purchasing it. That's why we made the decision to be so much better with spending in 2022. This year, we are totally different with our money management. We are sticking to a strict budget. We enter anything into a spreadsheet that we have shared on our phones, so that way we can be completely on top of money entering or leaving our account. We are not allowing ourselves to buy anything that might be considered a frivolous purchase. I really think this is gonna help us so much when it comes to saving to buy a house, and will also help us as we save for future children. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I really hope that you found this video informative and that it maybe got you thinking about something that you don't want to buy this year. And let me know in the comments down below one thing that you do not plan on buying in 2022. I would love to hear from you. In future videos, I do also plan on talking about the way Kevin and I budget, why we are doing a low buy year and what that means, and our 7-day rule. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on those videos. I will see you in the next one.